What's good, everybody? It's John. Come back at another video. So this video is going to be all about thoughts, and I'm here to explain to you guys why your thoughts can create wealth and make you rich. Now, before we jump in, if you notice anything different about my setup, how I look a lot brighter, then you are not mistaken. It is funny enough is because I have a ring light set up right here in this corner, and funny part about it is like I've had this ring light for over 5 years, and I've never really used it for my videos. And it's because for whatever reason it was just there in the corner, and I didn't think I would need it because I always thought my light bulb was very strong as far as light. And if I have my light bulb and natural sunlight from my window, I thought I would be good. But there's so many instances where the lighting wasn't the best either way, so I literally just decided to utilize the ring light for the first time, and now everything looks much better as far as lighting, right? So funny how this video is about thoughts, and here we are with an amazing idea, right? So with this video, right, your thoughts can create wealth and make you rich. I'm going to share with you guys a sentence right now that I want you to really think about. And the sentence is this: all wealth has always began with a single idea. Now think about it for a second, right? It sounds crazy because the reason why I think so many people struggle with creating wealth in their life is because they haven't broken down wealth to a science. They haven't quite yet cracked the code or figured out what it is or how it gets created in this life and in this world. And so because of that, that's why I think a lot of people struggle with it. But this video, I want to make this video to try to help clarify it for you so that it can begin to make sense for you, so that you can understand the new purpose and how you need to be operating moving forward, right? So this idea that all wealth has began with a single idea, this is true, right? If you look at all of these successful entrepreneurs, right, all of the businesses that they own, if they were the ones that created it, it began with a single idea, right? All of it. Amazon.com, everyone's favorite website to go for online shopping, it began as an idea for Jeff Bezos, where he began working on it in his garage in his home, right? Mr. Beast, the largest, most subscribed YouTuber in the world, he, over a decade ago, he had the idea that he wanted to start YouTube. And now he's become a billionaire off of that idea, of saying, you know what, I'm going to start doing YouTube videos. I'm going to start doing videos, right? And at the time, probably didn't think it would get to where it's at, that it would eventually be $1 billion idea, but it became that way because of an idea, right? All of these brands, whether it's sportswear brands like Nike and Adidas, any of these companies, they all started off as ideas, right? Wealth is always created and always begins with an idea. It was someone's idea to create money, because there was a time in human history, right, where money didn't exist, where we were just trading the different resources that we had available with one another, and that's how the economy functioned. There was never any money. It was once money was created, then that's when it made life and trading and everything a whole lot easier, right? It made buying and selling things a whole lot easier because now there's a universal currency that we all agree upon. But even money was an idea. All the objects that you see in your reality, with the exception of nature, right? You could look around at everything. Look at the buildings, look at the offices, everything inside offices, everything inside of your home, everything inside your room. All of these objects, all these material things, all started in someone's mind, all started in someone's imagination. It was someone's idea. And typically all these products and things that were created and services, these were all ideas that people had to solve other people's problems, right? For example, here I have a glasses case. Like, yes, I wear glasses outside. You never see me wear glasses in the videos, right? Because I'm recording in my room. A glasses case was invented for someone to put their glasses in so that their glasses can be safe, and so the glasses don't get lost or don't get harmed or broken, right? If we just had glasses without a case, then of course some people might misplace their glasses, some people might drop it, some people, right? So that is there to solve a problem. This hand sanitizer, this is here to solve a problem, right? Hand sanitizer spiked during COVID. Why? Because everyone wanted to keep their hands clean and be sanitary, right? So that solves a problem of dirty hands, right? So your thoughts are what creates wealth, because your thoughts, can come to you in the form of ideas, and these ideas can solve other people's problems or provide value to other people or ultimately deliver happiness to other people. So if everything in life at one point began as a thought, then it is true that your thoughts and your ideas and your thinking can create wealth for you and can make you rich. It all begins with thoughts. This is why I'm so passionate about what it is that I teach, the information that I share, right? Because I've been learning and breaking this all down to a science, because I've been someone that's curious, wanting to understand life. Why is it that we're here? How does it all work, right? I need to know how things work, and I'm obsessed with figuring out how things work. And when I'm able to learn how things work, then I'm able to break things down to a science, right? So then things are crystal clear in my mind so that there's no confusion. And once there's clarity, then you can strive for mastery, right? This is how it works, at least in my mind, in my eyes, and how it works for a lot of other people as well. So if we also look at everyone's favorite financial money book, right? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You've probably heard of the book. You've probably read it. That book has been read and sold, over 100 million copies, right? Like, it is probably the most famous book that's tied to money ever created. Have you ever noticed the title of the book, right? Think and Grow Rich, right? It's not work hard and grow rich. It's not force it into place and grow rich, right? It's literally called Think and Grow Rich. And the reason why the book is called Think and Grow Rich, because the examples that Napoleon Hill shares in the book are that each and every one of these financially successful entrepreneurs that built large businesses or whatever, these people, their businesses or the opportunities that they pursued all began with a single idea. That it all began with an idea, that the idea was the catalyst. The idea was the foundation that ultimately propelled them forward. And yet most people place little emphasis on the thinking part. Most of the people in society do not think. So because most people don't think, the reason why most people don't think is because they operate on autopilot. They strive to operate on autopilot. They'll just do what they're told and they won't put thought into anything that they do, right? There's people who are pursuing health goals and fitness goals, and then the second you put a slice of chocolate cake on the table, they'll impulsively go and eat it. And then when you ask them, why did you eat the cake? If you're trying or you're striving to, achieve your health goals, they'll say, I don't know, right? Most people will say, I don't know. Most people might not even have a logical or legitimate reason for doing some of the things that they do, but they do it anyways, right? Most people are not critical thinkers. Most people are conditioned to just do what they're told and to just follow the crowd and to go with the flow, not understanding that there is power with thinking, that there is power with thoughts. And I've just proven it to you logically, factually, that your thoughts create wealth and make you rich because everything began with a thought. Every one of these ideas and inventions that created wealth for the inventors or for these large companies all began as ideas. And they use their imagination, which can create anything in your mind, right? You have access to the same imagination as all these people that invented things, right? And the world and society was created by people no smarter than you, right? You have access to that same power. The ideas and the thoughts that came into people's minds, that is what allowed them to create the things that they brought to the physical world. And from then on out, these products, these inventions was able to create wealth and money. Why? Because they provided value to other people. They solved problems for other people. So if you have access to the same power, and you've always had access to that same power since birth, right? Since you were born, you have access to imagination. Babies can dream. Babies can, right? Like, you've had it since birth. This is why it is factually true that you were born rich. You might not have the money right now, right? You might be broke, and being broke just means that you don't have the money right now. And that's okay, because most people have experienced being broke at some point in their life. But that doesn't mean that you were not abundant, because abundance is your birthright, right? You have access to an imagination. You have the power to create. So abundance is your birthright for that reason. This is why you were born rich, because you were born with the ability to think. You were born with the ability to get great ideas. that can help push the world forward, that can ultimately create wealth for you, right? And yet most people, they underestimate their power and their gifts and their abilities, and they typically overestimate those of other people. They think that, oh yeah, success is meant for other people but not for me. If you believe that, then that is going to be true, right? Because then you're not going to ever try to pursue or accomplish anything that is worthwhile. So then is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that is what you believe. If you believe that you are just as capable as everyone else, then guess what? That belief is going to turn into a fact, and then that is what you ultimately experience, right? You need to have confidence and belief in yourself that you're good enough, that you're capable, that you share the same ability to create as everyone else, and that this is how the universe and the world works. It's all about creating. It's all about contributing, right? The world exists and is the way it is because everyone is contributing to the melting pot, and you want to join. You want to be part of all of the creation, because that's you leaving your imprint in the world. That's you bringing out your personality, your perspective, everything that exists within you, and bringing it out to the surface and sharing that with other people, sharing your gifts and your talents with other people. Your thoughts can create wealth and make you rich, right? The book that everyone loves to read, Think and Grow Rich, is called Think and Grow Rich for a reason. It's because it is the thoughts, it is the thinking that is most important, that is ultimately going to create the wealth, the thinking. And where do thoughts come from? Virtually thin air, right? They come from thin air, right? You can't, like, where do these thoughts and good ideas come from, right? Obviously, you want to be feeling good, you want to be vibrating the right energy, right? But thoughts virtually come out of thin air. So creating wealth and riches can literally come out of thin air as well, because wealth and riches stem from ideas, and ideas come from the universe. It comes from nothing, right? From thin air. So you can create wealth and riches out of thin air, right? You can do that. And it sounds crazy to say, but when I break it down the way I just broke it down for you, how can you even doubt that? It's obvious, right? People have ideas to open up business. Well, when people open up businesses, why do we open up business? Because they had the idea to open up a business in the first place. Why does, like, this is with everything, right? This is with all things. Everything has always, anything that has been created was created because of an idea. That's it, right? So when I say your thoughts can create wealth and make you rich, it sounds crazy, right? For people who have been struggling, for people who just, right? Like, it just sounds too good to be true. It just sounds like I'm out here lying to you. But when I break it down in that fashion, that everything once began as an idea, everything once began as a thought, then you realize that it is true. Then you realize that you've had riches within you this entire time, and you are capable of tapping into that and creating as much wealth as you want in this entire lifetime. Because you never run out of creativity. You never run out of imagination. If anything, the more you create and the more you imagine, the more creativity you get and the more imagination you get. Because as you do things, now you know more things. So now you can be even more creative, because you've gone through the process before, but now you've opened your mind to more. You've expanded your mind to more. So it's not like your creativity ever decreases. If anything, it only increases and it only ever multiplies, right? Because things that, like, some people would think was impossible back then, and then created it and then made it happen, that leads them to realize and believe that everything is in fact possible. So then other ideas that they had that they probably didn't ponder because they thought it was impossible, now they realize that it's possible. So now they're going to put more thought into it to try to create that thing. Or if they place limitations on themselves, they'll strive to remove those limitations, because now they understand that they can be or have anything in this lifetime. They can create anything, that there's nothing that's impossible, right? This is how it all works. It all begins with thoughts. It all begins with ideas. And the funny part is, well, the interesting part about it is that most people will never know that. Most people will never learn that. And most people will go their whole lives oblivious to that fact, that you can create wealth out of ideas, out of thoughts, and thoughts and ideas come from nothing, come from thin air. that you can actually create wealth from nothing. So this is why you should not be discouraged, regardless of your financial situation and where you're at. This is why you should not be discouraged, because you have the power to create wealth and create riches. You have the power to solve the problems of other people. You have the power to provide value to people all around the world. You have the power to create things. The power of the gift of creation, that power will never ever be taken away from you no matter what. So you'll always have access to it. So that means, like, God, the creator, created all of these things and created us, and his power exists within us. So we share that same power, that same divine power. We have access to that, because what we can think in our mind, we can hold it in our hand. We can bring it to the surface, right? The process of creation happens from the inside out. The ideas and the thoughts that we have, and the imagination and the passion and the love that we have, we bring that out to the surface to make what is in our mind. It's how it all works. And everything you see here in reality, these were the things that people made in their mind that brought it to the surface. This is why you don't really see many homes that are identical to each other, right? Like, of course, if homes are identical, then it's like the same company and the same person made it, right? But that's why you see diversity in the homes that are created, right? That exist all around the different countries. Why? Because there's different developers that make these homes, and everyone has a different image or vision for how a home should be designed, and how, right? Like, you see it everywhere, but that's part of life. That's how it all works. So stop underestimating yourself. Stop thinking that you're worthless. Stop thinking that you're good enough. Stop thinking that there's nothing you can offer to the world, when you have everything. All the answers already exist within you. You can deliver and create so much for the world that has yet to be seen, right? Some people, they believe that that they're not good for anything, that they can't offer anything, when it's like, there's so much that exists within you, because you are your own unique person. You are one of one, that you can create something that the world absolutely needs, that the world has been waiting for. And you can make that. You have greatness within you. You are capable to be, do, or have anything. Your potential is unlimited and it's infinite. So stop doubting yourself. Believe that you're capable. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're worthy and deserving, and go out and make it happen. And remember, right? Even if right now you're struggling financially, don't give up. I know it can be easy to be frustrated and think that you're not good enough and think that you're not worthy, but there's so much that you can create and offer to the world, that your thoughts and your ideas can in fact create wealth, and it can in fact make you rich, and it can help create riches for other people all around the world as well. So just remember that right now, the whole world needs you, and the whole world needs your services, and everything that you can offer is just a matter of, they don't know who you are yet, but they will soon, and it's inevitable for them to know your name. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as you're on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.